Do you want to take world-class wildlife photos and finally get the recognition you deserve in 2026, but you're not sure how? Well, in 2025, I've taken some of my best wildlife photos ever, and my students won over 50 national and international awards. But here's the thing. They didn't do it because they went on more expensive trips. They didn't do it because they got lucky with sightings. And they certainly didn't do it because they bought the newest flagship cameras and lenses. It only happened because we became obsessed with 3 things. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what those obsessions are. I'm going to share the 3 big changes I made in my own photography and what I taught my students so you can make 2026 your best year ever. By the way, you can download a free PDF about these 3 changes at the link below. And to start, let me show you why 99% of photographers stay average. And I've never heard anyone talk about this honestly before. So it goes like this. A few years ago, I was in a relationship with a girl. Her beauty was intoxicating. I felt like the luckiest guy on earth. But deep down, something was not right. I got criticized by her all the time. I remember nights sitting in a dark abyss, feeling like I was falling in a black hole. But here's the mistake I made. I thought it was my fault. I thought I'm just not good enough. So what did I do? I took her to nicer dinners. I bought better gifts. I thought if I keep doing this, the relationship would work. Have you ever felt like that with your own photography? You go out, you take photos, and you come back empty. The photos just didn't get the emotional response from the viewers or the recognition they deserve. So what do? You do exactly what I did with my ex. You try to do more of the same thing. You buy a new lens. You book another $10,000 trip to Africa. You think, if I just spend more money, the photo will love me back. Stop it! You are waiting for a new lens or more animal sightings to rescue your portfolio. But here's the reality check, stated by Seth Godin. There is no rescue boat. There is no white knight coming to save you. This is up to you. There is no magical lens coming to save you. There is no perfect safari that will suddenly give you a creative vision. Waiting for external things to fix your internal struggle is the definition of a victim mindset. You have to be the one to fix the method. Here's why you are stuck. They are the gurus telling you, just get out there and shoot more. Or be patient, be one with nature. Well, that's easy for them to say. They may have spent 30 years waiting for a once-a-lifetime shot. If you have a job, if you have a family, if you are busy, you cannot use their method. You cannot learn from a mentor who doesn't understand your pain or your time constraints. If you are following a map for years and you are still lost, it's not because you aren't walking fast enough. It's because the map is wrong. If the method isn't working, stop forcing it. Change the mentor. Change the strategy. Einstein said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. I say buying more cameras and lenses and going on more trips before you fix your skill is insanity. My student Samir is a successful guy, but super busy. He went to Africa year after year, and he was mentored by many legendary photographers. He didn't get the results he wanted. He realized in order for things to change, he had to change. After he worked with me, he has a whole new set of skill. He didn't go back to Africa immediately. He went to Minnesota. He practiced on local birds such as common terns. He mastered the new system. And the result? He won national awards just with his common terns and owl photo. Then the next time he went to Africa, he didn't just take photos. He took images that raised $26,000 for orphans. That's what happens when you leave a relationship that didn't work and take ownership of your craft. So here's your challenge. Look at your last trip. Did you come back with world-class photos? Or did you just come back with 50,000 files? If it's just files, admits the relationship is broken. Stop buying gear. Stop waiting for the rescue boat. Start fixing the method. So the second obsession is called the 5 balls problem. And this is why most people, even with the best gear and best trip, still miss the shot. By the way, free PDF at the link below. Your brain, the human brain, can only handle about 3 thoughts at once. This is a scientific fact. So now imagine you're in the field and suddenly a leopard shows up. Adrenaline rush, right? That's ball 1. That's what you put in your brain. And then you're tracking about the light angle. And that's the second ball. And then you wonder if your shutter speed is fast enough. That is the third ball. Your brain is already full. And then you started to say, wait, do I use 3D tracking or a zone focus or this rectangular focus? And that's fourth ball and you couldn't fit it. And then you fumble and then you thought, okay, should I lower the exposure so that I don't get, and then a highlight, and then you miss it. And then boom, you fumble. You miss the shot. You panic and you miss the moment. You get a sharp, boring photo because you had 0 brain power left for creativity. Just think about tying your shoelaces. Do you ever look at your hands? Do you think loop left, over, right, pull tight? No, you can listen to a podcast, you can talk to your friend, and yet you can tie them perfectly. This is unconscious competence, and that is mastery. If you have to think about your camera settings, you're not ready for a big trip yet because you don't have creativity in. I know those people, you know the ones. They come back and brag. I saw 15 leopards in this trip, 100 lions, I took 70,000 frames. You know what? Nobody cares. My student Simon, he had a big trip coming up. He went to a local beach and a local pond. He photographed some ducks and seals. He practiced until the buttons were like his shoelaces, until he can get creative. When he finally got to Masai Mara, he wasn't juggling the balls. He was painting with light. His photo was recognized in Greatest Masai Mara on his first trip, on his first encounter with a leopard. And his photo was in the prestigious Prince for Wildlife, where he was part of the big conservation effort that raised over $2 million. So here's your homework for this week. Do not go somewhere fancy. Go to your backyard. Find a pigeon, find a squirrel. Practice until you can create a photo that can wow people with the most common species. So you fix the relationship. You master the button. Now, how do you actually win? How do you get creative? This is where 99% of people get it wrong. They think, I need a rare animal. If I fight a snow leopard, I will win awards. Wrong. I've been a chief judge for major international contests. I've seen thousands of rare animal photos that was rejected in the first 2 seconds. Why? Let me ask you, have you ever been super stressed? I have. And I found some videos in YouTube by Dr. Andrew Huberman and Wim Hof. They taught that by inhale through your nose until you can't inhale anymore, then hold it, and then exhale through your mouth and repeat for like a minute. Then it triggers something that signals your body to relax. But don't quote me on that because I'm not an expert. But great photography is exactly like that. It's a visual breathing formula. You need to trigger the viewer's brain chemically. If you don't know the trigger, the brain says, boring, and they swipe past it. It's not just about the animal. It's about this formula. What is the relationship between the colors of, for example, black and gold that triggers what emotion? What is the relationship between yellow and blue, like how Van Gogh used in his painting? How do you crop? If you crop the body of an animal slightly, it feels like a mistake. But if you crop it strategically, it feels like a creative design. Are there any texture or curves in an image that leads the eyes towards the peak moment where you want the viewers to look at? All these are critical elements of a world-class photo. If you are just documenting a photo, you are a reporter. You are not an artist. And reporters don't win. Artists do. Recently, my students are winning 15 out of the top 31 awards in a prestigious contest, and various students are winning the whole category of wildlife, bird, conservation, because we stopped looking for rare animals and started looking for human triggers. So go look at your portfolio, pick your favorite shots, ask yourself, did I take this because the animal was cool, or did I design this to trigger a specific emotion in the human brain? Be honest, 2026 is coming fast. You have a choice. And by the way, you can download the PDF notes of this video at the link below. You can keep the toxic relationship. You can keep buying gear to fix a skill problem. You can keep juggling 5 balls and missing the shot. Or you can own it. You can master the shoelaces. You can learn the formula. But the hardest part is seeing these mistakes in your own work. So I want to help you fix this practically. I have created a video here where I critique my students, some of the people's photos. Click right here to watch this, and that will save you years of trial and error. I'll see you there.